Name is Noah Cullen. Married, one boy. My boy last saw me when he was 5. Probably forgot about me now. Tried to be the best role model for him. Was hoping that could still happen once I escaped. I wanted to see my family again, real bad. My wife Lena and my son Miles, I miss them. I shouldn't be here. I should be with my beautiful wife and son on our land, in our house, with our dog Zipper. Living our lives free from the bullshit of racism, hate that plagues this nation. Just living. I hope to one day live in a world where bigotry is a thing of the past, for my family, especially for Miles. I hope one day that our land belongs to Miles, long after my wife and I are gone. I hope he can raise his own family here and be happy and feel free and not fearful or looking over his shoulder or walking on eggshells when walking down the street in broad daylight or at night, or listening to his music, or having a picnic with his family, driving, sitting at a lunch counter, exercising his rights as an American citizen by protesting for his rights, if need be, or simply being on his own land. In other words, simply living while black. My grandpa got his 40 acres and a mule. And when he was a young man after the Holocaust of slavery, he passed it on to my daddy, and my daddy passed it on to me. My daddy always said that a man gains pride by bettering himself in his situation. He said, show pride in yourself as a black man, but also as a man. Don't slouch, speak with dignity and clarity, be counted, and act like you belong, because you do. But also don't take no mess. But keeping up the land was hard, and I've had to take extra jobs here and there. Even had a supervisor job at a nail factory in the next town over. But I lost that job because one of the workers, the white workers, accused me of stealing money from the safe. Now, I didn't do it, and he had no proof. I think he just didn't like the idea of a colored man as his supervisor, and he was going to do anything in his power to take care of that problem. All he had to do was file the complaint, and he would be believed, simply because he was white and I was black. And I got fired. And word got around about my firing. And it's been hard to find work ever since. But I would be damned if I was going to give up on our land, the land that was passed down to me, and hopefully one day I'd pass to my boy. So, due to financial difficulties, we had to take a couple of mortgages out of the house. And it's been hard paying it back. And it seems the bank isn't inclined to give us the same breaks as they have to our white neighbors who've been in the same situation. And that leads us to the day the man came to our land demanding money to pay the note. Can you believe it? The man, he come into my land because I didn't pay the note. Yeah, that made me mad. It made me mad. Now, I've been mad all my natural life. My mama and daddy would see it in me when I was a little boy, and I've gotten into plenty of fights throughout my life, and it's not surprising I acted the way I did. I argue with man, righteously. And I'm a prideful man. I work hard. I pay my taxes. I do my best by myself and my family, especially my boy, to be a good citizen. But I will not take any crap from a white man who thinks he can just talk to me any old way. But I guess he wasn't used to no colored man speaking to him like I did. So he pulled a gun on me, and I snatched it away from him, and I whipped his head good, real good. Now, I didn't kill him, but I would have if Lena hadn't grabbed me real hard and whispered strong in my ear, "Be nice." Now, first time Lena said that to me was on the day we met, before Miles was born. Met her at a juke joint on the other side of town. She was working there as this waitress. And Lena caught my eye right away. Finest woman up in there. I mean, she was cute, short, The sexiest body and cute little button nose and the prettiest smile and beautiful dark skin. She was an angel, and I took a liking to her right away. I think she took a liking to me too. See, whiskey on the rocks was my drink of choice. And when I ordered it from her, I noticed she poured a little extra in my glass than she did for the others there. So I told her my name. She told me hers. And she was serving a group of gents on the other side of the bar. One of them, I guess, was a bit too drunk. Started harassing Lena, being inappropriate and grabbing her, and even slapped her ass. She politely brushed it off, obviously not letting it get to her as she needed her job. But I didn't like it. And after a couple more times of this happening, I said something to the guy. The guy tried to confront me about it, and I stood up, about to confront him back, but Lena, sweet Lena, she was no spring chicken in these situations. And she knew how to diffuse a situation like this, and she probably had to many, many times before. She actually got in the middle of us, and she stopped anything from happening, looked at me, and she said, "No, honey, be nice. I got this." And she drew his drunk ass out. Craziest thing I ever seen. I knew I was in love. And one day, I'd marry this woman. Now, I'm not perfect by any means. No, sir. I try my best to be the best me I can be. And after we got married, well, Lena was always happy to tell me to be nice. And after we got married, she would say things like, "Don't be so quick to lose your temper, go off the handle," and such. Now, one time, we all went into town to do some shopping at the grocery store, and somebody bumped into me hard and knocked the groceries out of my hand and onto the ground as we were walking. Now, looking back, it was an honest mistake, but see, I got upset. And I started to say something, but Lena put her hand on my cheek. She looked at me and she told me it was a mistake and to not yell at the other person. Be nice and let him go. Another time, our neighbor fell off the porch and twisted her ankle. Now, this particular neighbor wasn't always nice to me and my family, and I honestly took some delight in seeing her screaming in pain. But Lena couldn't bear to see another human being suffer. She told me, "Go out there and help her, Noah." I said, "No, I ain't gonna help that old bitch." She said, "Honey, be nice. It's the neighborly thing to do." So I went and helped. And since that day, the neighbor has been so kind and sweet to me and my family. That simple act of niceness definitely helped. And I suppose it helped on that day I pistol whipped that man, because if I'd have killed him, I'd have gone to the electric chair. But all I got was 5 years in prison. Y'all know what happened to me there. Chained to a racist white man on my way to being transported to another prison. Escaped together when the van crashed. Went through all sorts of trials and tribulations where Lena's words sometimes had a hard time cutting through the shit. But him and me, we got close. And at the end, when we were just about to make it onto that freight train and escape for good, and that joker couldn't run fast enough, I jumped off the train. I was being nice, I guess. Making sure my friend wasn't alone. But also, how would that look to my son? I mean, I pistol whipped that man in front of my wife and son because our lives were in danger, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. But how would I look showing up to our house with them knowing I escaped? How would that affect my son, influence my son? What message would it send? I had to jump off that train. For myself, for Joker, for my family. Be nice. And we got caught. And I'm serving my time. I'll see Lena and Miles and Zipper again. My time here is almost up. Thank you.